My Toyama is essentially a hurt comfort fic for abuse victims. That is probably the most concise way to determine and to encapsulate what My Toyama is. My Toyama is probably one of the best written characters that Compile Heart has ever conceived. Because yeah, sure, she starts off pretty one note, but I would be remiss if she doesn't have one of the strongest opening sequences in the Compile Heart Company verse. I cannot think of a Compile Heart character that has such a powerful opening and yet only becomes more and more powerful and compelling as the story goes on. A lot of the other characters in the series are either bogged down by bad narratives, like Neptunia, for example, or don't have enough time to properly flesh out characters, like with Mary Skilter. And I'm referring to characters like Alice. But you could even compare her to Sheena from the original Death End Request game, and I would also argue that, quite frankly, isn't as strong as My Toyama. And that's what a beautiful impact of a sequel is. Mai is one of the most brilliantly written characters, not just on the outset, but the more she expands her social circle of people who actually facilitate her growth as an individual, you start to see more of the endearing personality of Mai Toyama. She's somebody that a lot of people can really identify with and get along with. She's very reclusive. She's fake hacker girl doing fake hacking things. She's basically in one of my favorite OTPs of all time with Loto. It's Loto, not Roddy or Rotten. I kind of had to do that. She's, I think, honestly, one of the best influences on Mai, even though in the worst possible way, is Loto. She does so much for being her weird, spastic self. Yet there's clearly possibly a romantic attraction between the two. Not really confirmed or not. Really don't know entirely, but I pick up those vibes. And honestly, I want to thank Fang the Fabulous for recommending this character discussion video, because I had completely forgotten that her character was one I wanted to really just sink my teeth into. Not that way, you fucking pervs. I mean, she's just one of the most fascinating characters Compile Heart has ever created. She has impact, she has socializing and structure. She just downright, and spoilers, by the way. Spoilers incoming. She downright finds out that everything she's experienced within the game to be an absolute lie built on a fever dream, but inevitably ends up succeeding at the end in restoring the lives of all the characters. And ultimately, what's nice is that even the characters that end up killed and brought back to life, I think the most satisfying is Loto, because it means that we can actually keep the canon shipping somewhat. And the fact that, I get that really nice CG is just... Her character is basically summed up by three concepts: conceptualization of abuse, antisocial geek girl, and just downright almost goddess-like characterization as a whole. Because, spoiler alert again, she's Maraboss. Either she is Maraboss, or she becomes him. I don't remember which. But what's interesting is that, and the fun thing is that Maraboss thing could be technically used to justify her fake hacker girl doing fake hacking things. Like, she single-handedly created a subgenre within the subgenre of moe blobs, i.e. cute hacker girls doing cute hacking things. She is, quite honestly, a thespian work of art. I think that overall the narrative would have been a lot worse if Mai Toyama wasn't there as the main character. She has a compelling hook, something that Neptune as a whole generally is lacking these days. Actually, just a lot of series are lacking these days. Mai Toyama is proof that the future of Death End Request as a franchise is only going to get stronger as time goes on. I'm actually looking forward to if they go with a Death End Request 3. I want to see as many as I can possibly find, unless, of course, we reach a point of overuse. And I would be remiss if after the first two really strong and powerful Death End Request games that we end up having low standards for the third because we've been flowers for Algernon. I hope that I just straight up hope that we actually get something value. But the only concern is after Mai Toyama, I can't imagine a main character or a main female protagonist written better than her. She's easily one of my top favorite protags in all of games and anime up until now. So thank you all for watching. This one came before the rest, because even though I wanted to do the Neptunia series first, I got recommended to sink my teeth into Death and Request 2 and Mai Toyama. Like the video if you haven't already, subscribe if you want to, click the bell and select all to be notified of more of my content. That, ladies and gentlemen, I am One Man. Hopefully you liked this presentation, because I did an extra thing for the opening and ending pieces. So hopefully the presentation actually is as good as I tried to make it be. Make sure to follow me at Iron Midas Birch, and consider subscribing to Triple P that I'm heading on now.